Hi, this is ShamanWeaver Sheila Baker here with Liz Michette, and you can see that we're not sitting in the same space because obviously she's outdoors and I'm here in my little studio. So we're bringing you astrology for April 2020. And Liz, thank you so much for, first of all, being, oops, there goes my finger in the road, um, for first of all, being willing to do this and sit outside so everyone gets that benefit from you. So thank you for bringing your wisdom and the beautiful scenery behind you. So what can you tell us about this month?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. So, astrology from my back porch for all of you for April. Well, we have a super full moon on April 7th. It's going to be the brightest moon of the year. It's a super moon, so it's really exciting. And hopefully, here in the Pacific Northwest, we'll have clear skies that day so that we can observe the moon. So, and anybody else in the world, I hope that they can observe it too because it's so beautiful. So
So
this
let me give you a little tip about full moons. At the new moon, which you'll talk about in a bit, and we get that opportunity. But right now, what we have the opportunity for is to really shine the light. And since most of the population of the world is keeping distance, is a beautiful time to reflect inside. So this full moon gives you that opportunity that if there's places that you are ready to reevaluate, are you in alignment with your heart? Does what you're doing make your heart sing? And it's just in a few days. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to shine the light on your life and then use the rest of the energy this month, which Liz is going to tell us about, to really start looking at your dreams. If you're going to have this time anyway, why not make it productive? Why not shine the light on who you are, what you want, and how you want to serve? So thank you for that. So April the 7th, right?
That's correct. And it's a Libra full moon, and Libra is about balance. So you said that so well. And I believe it's a lot of rebalancing taking place. Healing. How do we heal ourselves? Is my protocol working? Do I need to improve my health? Do I want to live where I live? If my children and grandchildren live in Puerto Rico, so would I like to be closer to them or not? I mean, that's a decision that I think will come to a lot of people. Or do they want to downsize or go bigger or be out in nature? I think this month is really important to get out in nature, take some walks, and we are in the springtime, so what an appropriate time to do that. Even if
Cover your mouth.
well, I live in a small community, so it's really easy to, like, if one person's on one side of the road and another's on the other side of the road, to continue my walk because it's about a mile around the lake, so that's a really nice walk. I hear the jets coming in the background. I don't know if you can hear them.
Not very much anymore, though, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes. So it's
so
like,
one of the things I've been talking to people about is seeding things, like growing things so they can actually see the new life. So that comes into play as well, doesn't it? In this reevaluation, reseeding.
yes, to see, reevaluate things in our lives, things in our garden. Do we want to maybe start planting a few vegetables or some herbs? Maybe we haven't done it. If you've never planted anything or grown anything, herbs are really easy. It's like you can kind of be neglective or not know what you're doing too much and learn from them because they're very forgiving in my experience, most of the herbs. So
I did beans because they come up fast and
oh,
they have a lot of green on them. So yeah.
and they're so good. And then once you kind of experiment, if you have it already, or there's all kinds of things now on the internet that you can, you know, how to garden, how to do
Yeah.
activities with your children. There's even people that'll
Talk to your mom.
right. There's
Or
even
your
people.
grandma.
Well, and I think it's really important that we reach out and connect with people. Perhaps even do something really old fashioned and write a letter and send it in the mail. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be a phone call. We don't talk to each other so much on the phone. We send texts or something, and it's like, I think it's important to connect, or how we're doing today on Zoom, that we're
Yeah.
connecting with each other in our own homes, and that's happening a whole lot now. So
Mhm.
connections are very, very important, but we're learning new ways to do it. So, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Always.
Hmm.
There was a time before cell phones and even before phones. So, humans are very adaptable.
Oh, they so much are. So,
Yeah.
and I think that there's a lot of innovative ideas and sparks of genius coming through. So it's like, really pay attention to those. Investigate it, look into it, research it. Don't just say, "Oh no, that's not for me," because you could come up with some great things, or help with, in a group or whatever. And it's like, we have ways to connect that we don't have to sit side by side anymore. So I think we're in exciting times. Yes, we're, making lots and lots of changes, and that takes some hard work and effort for sure. So,
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I started doing was a daily Monday through Saturday drum circle just at noon, just to connect with people, also just to help everyone ground and settle, and myself as well. So, community is starting to connect.
well, and people are cooking or baking with their children, and it's like, that's really cool, because I remember when I was little, I loved to bake with my grandmothers and my great grandmothers. So it's like, that was really exciting. So I'm really excited to see that come back, and how parents are teaching their kids a different way. They don't go to school on a school bus and then have school teachers. So it's exciting too, with all these new innovations. And
Yep.
then
Amazing.
we have a new moon in Taurus on, I forgot to write the date down, but I have it right here, April 22nd. So,
So Taurus is that earth energy that we were talking about in terms of getting your fingers in the dirt.
yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, get out, even if it's like, you just take a 1 foot by 1 foot place, whether you get a pot and plant a plant, try growing an herb. It's like getting out in nature some way, even though I know that certain places are closed to that, but there's still places to do that. Even if you don't have anything else, find something on the internet that shows some pictures of nature, and um, walk in place or march in place or something. I mean, there's ways to connect with nature. I've
Yeah.
been dreaming with the whales a lot lately, and I feel like they're trying to give me a message, and I still haven't figured out the message, but I'm working on it. So we'll see how that comes. So yeah, and it's like, this whole month is about what's important to me and my family, what's important to me and my people, my relationships. Um, you know, some of my groups that I meet with, we're all gone to Zoom meetings, and we still get to have the meeting.
Absolutely.
So that's been
Yeah.
really exciting, because at first it was like, oh no, are we going to be able to do this? And it's like, this is really cool. And there is change in relationships. So if you're in a really good one, I think that it's going to deepen. And if maybe you've grown together, and um, it's time to move on, then I think that that'll come in the future too. That, maybe this just isn't working. Maybe I don't have this like anymore. I did it because my best friend liked it, and I did it for my best friend. Well, maybe I've decided that's not for me. I want to try new things. And there's so many things coming out. It's awesome. I think we're in exciting times.
Oh, for sure. So, the dissolution of things. Today we were drumming a dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. And my my take on relationships and business, personal, all of them, and my relationship with concrete things as well, is that I have a soul contract, and my soul contract with that, whatever is a job, a relationship, food, alcohol, anything, your relationship with it, you can decommit from being there any longer. And I like to think about, what is the lesson my soul needed to learn there? And it sounds like this month is one of those times where we really look at, as my soul, have I completed my soul lesson here? And we have that energy with us this month, right?
Yes, yes. So
How
yes, dissolving and transforming and starting to let go of things. You know, maybe you have four cars. Who needs four cars if you're one person? I mean, maybe if you're a car collector and that's your hobby and you really love it, that's great. But you can only drive one car at a time. And, you know, sometimes it's like we could have inherited stuff from our family and it's like they really loved it, but it's like we have no room for it in our house, perhaps, or, you know, give it to somebody that could really use it because there's lots of people that are in need. So it's like, I think that a reevaluation of what is really important and what do we really need.
yeah.
And I
So
see that people making adjustments to their health.
yeah. Yep, walking, getting outside. So
Hmm.
I was giggling because I like to watch them. I don't have television, but I have someone who does. And I like to watch American Pickers and look at the stuff that people have collected. And I read a little something the other day that said, you know, this is the perfect time to go through your junk drawer. And someone tried to offer me a bread machine, and I was like, no, I'm offloading. So, you know, so we have all of this amazing energy that leads us up to, you know, to Beltane, the 1st of May, which was when everyone cleared all that stuff out of their houses. And then, you know, if it was rubbish, they burned it then. So it sounds like we're in perfect alignment for all of that.
Yes, yes. And I even hear that people are learning to cook because there's a lot of people that, you know, they work 80 hours a week and eat out most of the time. I would assume that they probably have some snacks at home that they, you know, maybe have an apple or, you know, some crackers or something on their own, but they just haven't cooked meals. And um, society just had moved away from that so much that it's all changing and people aren't sitting in their cars an hour or two for a commute. It's like, I mean, I would say that that's really healthy and healing for the body to not be sitting in a car for that long. That gives us more time to do other things, whether it's to have more sleep, because a lot of people are really tired and they just don't get
Mhm.
enough sleep. So this is like kind of a way to remedy that and like work on getting a little extra sleep or a little extra exercise. I mean, there's all these, you know, so many people use the excuse, I don't have time. And it's like, well, now we have time.
For sure. And those and it's also about um taking care of the self.
Yes.
And you know, and it used to be, well, you're just selfish if you take care of yourself. But you know, those things that are about taking care of ourselves, they're not selfish, they're actually self-care. And we've gotten away from that, so we now have what I think is a really powerful reset, and all of these times throughout the month that are guidance for us about getting it done.
Yes, yes. So it's, you know, a great month that, you know, to get out and garden if you want and clean out those closets and take better care of ourselves and
Learn some new skills,
yes.
like cooking and gardening.
Hmm.
Mm. So what else is going on? Anything else?
Well, the planet Pluto is going to station retrograde. So what that means is that it slows down. So Pluto's a lot about regeneration and transformation. And so it's kind of slowing down. So assuming we've had some ideas of what that can be, and I think that in April we'll take action on that. Um, doesn't have to be 100%, but a little bit at a time.
Oh, perfect. So, one of the ways that I like to think about that is that half an hour. So, you have a task to do. So, give yourself a half an hour. After that half hour, if you want to do more, go for it. But if you don't want to do more, then know that that's a half hour that you actually devoted to that. Whereas in the past, you might not have wanted to. I mean, reason our junk drawers look like that is because we don't want to, right? So
Yes.
if you give yourself half an hour to do something you don't want to do, most likely you'll be able to kind of sort of do it.
Well,
And then give yourself a reward.
yes, yes.
Like get outside.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a pleasure to share with everybody today, and I look forward to seeing them all next month. And if you need any assistance or help, feel free to contact me. I'd be more than willing to work with you and look forward to it. So until next month, I think.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this. So the full moon is on the 7th and the new moon is on the 22nd. So
Yes.
illuminate on the 7th, go back and, and sort things out. I mean, that's kind of what you were talking about anyway. So illuminate what's working, what isn't working, chuck the not working, and then be ready in just a couple of weeks after that to seed brand new things. And thank you very much for bringing this to us. I love the background. You're going to love it when you see it because you have almost balance on either side of the shadow that's there, so across the lake. So thank you. We'll see you next month. Have a fabulous April. Let us know what you're chucking out. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.